first.
Hey, Bill.
We'll record on cloud. All right, Bill's in. All right, so Chris, to open the meeting.
Make a motion. Well, yeah, let's open it.
Okay,
All right, I mean, do I need to make a motion to open the meeting, or do we just open the meeting?
that's fine. Meeting's recording. So, and I'm going to let Joan in as well.
Okay.
Make sure she gets in. And just run upstairs and get my packet so you guys can. 1 second.
All right. Well, while that's going on, very quickly, I'm going to make a motion to accept the meeting minutes of January 12th and January 26th of 2021.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. That's done. We have no appointments, which brings us to action discussion, which we'll wait for. Oh, there she's back. Excellent. We'll wait for Joan to join us.
Okay. Action discussion. We'll start with coronavirus. I did just see on social media the numbers are going in the downward trend, which is good. It seems like the holiday surge is ending. My call with the DPH, nothing new regarding vaccine allocation. They're still trying to get the vaccine to people.
Mm-hmm.
There was a call today with a lot of the local town administrators trying to come up with a plan to see if it could be something a little more centralized. So stand by for that. I don't particularly have any solid information on that. Town hall, so not much has changed.
Jim did run his first vaccine clinic at Devon's, I think.
Devon's, right.
And it sounds like that was, despite the fact that there wasn't a lot of vaccine, it sounds like it went very well. So
that's what I've heard. I heard it went well. I believe they had about 100. So it ended up being about, basically, when you do the math, it's with their communities that they have, it's about 10 people per community that have access to the vaccine with something like that. So.
And my mom did want to make sure that I told Bill that, Bill, you're doing an excellent job. You bet your ass, Mom.
I heard that.
Okay, so I guess nothing new in regard to coronavirus, except for the fact we're still waiting on vaccine, we're still waiting on et cetera. Okay. So I guess before we move off that topic, Joan, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you, Joan.
Oh, great. Okay. I won't keep you long. Yes, that's the reason I am calling. I was just wondering what the update was from the Board of Health.
So I guess the simple answer is we really don't have an update of our own. It's usually we use this to discuss whatever DPH and the state and Neshoba Associated Boards of Health, any new information that they have for us to share. So that's why you'll see it every week, or every agenda, I should say, on our agenda. And it doesn't necessarily mean that something new's happened. It's just that it's currently a standing action discussion item.
Okay, so when was your last meeting, Chris? Because I forget
we had one January 12th, and we had one the 23rd, I believe, January 23rd. They're every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. So has it only been 2 weeks since I last attended? I can't, because I don't.
Yeah. You were on the January 12th meeting. What was the last time you were here?
Okay, so at the risk of repeating myself, I'll just try to be quick. But I'm still out in the audience here with a red flag for the mandates that are just keep interfering with our lives, our work, our play, our plans. I suggested last time that we begin to come together, and I was wondering if there's any more thought about that as we're still in this public health crisis.
No, I don't think anything's changed, Joan, since last time you spoke with us in terms, because I understand too, time of year is kind of having an impact on a lot of stuff as well, and a lot of snow to boot.
I do know that as of yesterday, restaurants are now able to go back up to 40% capacity. So a lot of those establishments that had been previously, I don't want to say closed, but had stronger restrictions, those are starting to be lifted. So you'll start to see more people at restaurants and in retail stores as these restrictions get lifted. The state they're beginning to lift them as our numbers are going down. So that is a good sign.
Right. So I'm all in favor of that, but just on I just want to impress, I guess my opinion is that there's just unnatural, and awful to continue. And if we can, am I the only one who pushes back against these that you're aware of? Because I find it a little awkward to be in that place.
To be honest, yes, Joan. You are the only one that's come forward. And I think when we spoke last time, one of the things we asked was for more specific proposals about what you think the Bolton Board of Health should be doing. Because I don't have a lot of time to just sit here and have a general discussion. This is a really bad situation for the whole world, but we're here to talk about things that the Bolton Board of Health could and should be doing.
Oh, okay. So, I think this is the Board of Health issue. I do think it continues to affect our town in a financial way, in a health way. I think we are still virtual on every aspect, and I guess if I'm the only person who speaks out, so be it, because I still see it as having a grave impact on our town, our services, our education, our worship places. I think that we are facing this for still another year, and if it's repeating myself, it's because this goes on and on and on and grows. We're in a mean-spirited place and world. We're not safer, in my opinion, alone, apart, and afraid. We're extremely vulnerable and forever reminded of COVID-19 with, the masks, the mandates, the apartness, and the closures. So I just will end with the reminder of that from my point of view, that these are still affecting us physically and financially and spiritually, that we need one another, that we exist because of one another, whether it's a business or with our children or with at church, and collectively and individually, we have to make strides to keep bringing us back together. I did make mention of last time, and maybe it's scoffed at, that a gathering in town is a step toward health in general, fresh air and et cetera, and mental health. But I'll make another one tonight, that couldn't we just begin by setting example for ending Zoom and bring people together in a simple way like that sets an example toward confidence and courage and hope and closure and moving forward. Are there any feelings on that before I let you be?
So your proposal is that the town sponsor a public event? Is that what you want to?
No, I want us to all be mindful of bringing people closer together, because that we can talk about vaccines to the end of time. COVID is going to be around for a long while and not disappearing because of a vaccine. And I think that in order to make strides toward what is normal, because this is not, we have to make steps toward ending this crisis that affects us in all ways and not just, with physical symptoms. So yes, I'm suggesting that we begin to make simple little steps, and that's just one example or one suggestion of mine. And I don't want to dominate the meeting time, but could we still keep it on the burner to respond to the mandates that aren't improving, even if our numbers are improving, even if our as things are lifted a little. I just want us to be mindful of the effects it has on Bolton and the world. You look puzzled, Scott, and I know you can't see my face. I can't have audio and video at the same time, but
No, I guess
push back if you'd like.
no, we're in complete agreement. I think the quickest way we get there is to do everything we can to get shots in the arms as quickly as possible and wear masks until we have herd immunity. And we need to do everything we can to make that happen as quickly as possible.
Well, I guess you can. I guess you can assume that I'm one of those anti-maskers, even as a nurse, and that comes from an educated point of view. And vaccines, you won't be surprised that I'm feeling no different about that too. So there is another point of view out there, and if mine is the only one that's, if I am the only one speaking out to it, so be it. That's me, and there are other ways too of bringing us together, and it shouldn't just be by injections in people's arms. I find that very intimidating and physically hurtful. So just, there you go. I'll let you go.
All right, Joan, thank you very much. Not that we disagree 100% or agree 100%, but I do appreciate your point.
All right. Thanks very much for your time and listening. It just deserves consideration.
Absolutely.
Sometimes.
Come back
All right.
next week. I mean, again, you're welcome.
All right. Thank you. I'll let you go. Thanks very much for your time.
Bye, Joan.
Unless
Take
you have
care.
something else to say to me.
No, we're good.
Okay. Bye for now. Good night.
Have a great night. All right, so moving on. So I've got minutes left, not to be rude, but I've got a daughter home for the night and want to spend some time with her. Moving on to 29 Ledgewood Circle deed restriction. Anything interesting going on, Bill?
Bill's muted. Bill, you're muted. Hang on.
Oh, did you do that? Do you have the power to do that to people?
No, apparently I may have done that. I'm sorry.
I thought I turned my
Just
mic
thinking your
on.
shit.
So we got a 5-bedroom septic system. We got a proposal to finish a couple rooms in the basement, bringing the total
Yeah.
to 12. So that
You
gives
looked at
6
this last
bedrooms by
meeting, right?
definition. But again, the timing's there. That just came in. So before I sign off on the building permit, I always like the board to be aware of it, because your regs do say that you decide if the deed restriction makes sense and is allowed.
Okay, so what do you need from us?
Just a sounds good to you.
Sounds good to you, Bill. Sounds good to me as well.
Unless you have any questions, it's pretty straightforward. But again, we like to have you in the loop.
Appreciate it. Scott, any concerns, comments?
No,
All right, Bill, sounds good to me. It sounds good to you.
Yep.
Okay, then moving on to new topics, 96 Hudson Road. which
That's
is
bumping. We can
That's
probably
a new-
take that off until we
Take
get
that
the
off,
information
okay.
from the engineer. Yep.
Okay. Annual report, I have not had a chance to read this yet.
Okay.
I'm sure it's great, but our deadline is Friday, is that
Our
correct?
deadline is Friday.
Okay.
What is updated in it is obviously the financials from last year and the 2 additional paragraphs, kind of where we are for this year. Obviously, one of them talking about working with Neshoba Board of Health and coronavirus and COVID. And then the other topic being joining mosquito control. And I believe I also put, a statement in there about, or if I haven't, I will, the tire recycling program. But there are other functions to Central Mosquito other than just spraying. So that's really all that changes. I believe when I took over this report last year from Jenny. The other information that's in there is kind of standard. It sounds like it's been there for a couple years. So if there's anything else that you guys would like to add, just send me an email and I'll submit it. And then I can give you the final draft, what was submitted at the next Board of Health meeting. I don't think it needs to be approved at a meeting. I just wanted you to see it in case anybody wanted to bring something up.
Okay, thank you. And a quick segue. So Scott, is your mosquito board still alive, or are they still, have you disbanded, or are you still?
No, we disbanded after the after the town meeting.
Okay. The reason I asked is because I actually did go see Warren and did more or less thank him for letting us do that, and then to ask him if we needed to do a PR piece on how successful this is working, if we could take some pictures down there of his tire dump, and he just thought that was great. So it's kind of an
So do you have pictures, or you have permission to take?
we have permission to. I mean, I think Bill and I probably on our phones have some photos from our initial kind of inspection, early days, and then I could go down anytime and take more pictures.
Yeah.
Chris, I took some photos of the organized tires that day. I saw you and Anachka walking, so I sent those
I
to
have
Kristen months ago in an email. So we do have some basic pictures.
Good.
And I
Yeah.
I can post them to the website without an address. And just say, here's an example of what the tire, because I think there is a page on there specifically for tire recycling on the Bolton web.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, do it. Like I said, I just thought it was an opportunity to take advantage of, again, like I said, this is to me what makes this program great. And so anybody,
Right.
if we,
Yeah.
I guess my point is that if there's an opportunity for us to kind of give some shout out to the mosquito control committee and let the town know that this is a good program, that we should jump on it.
Yeah, I think, I'm definitely interested this spring in doing some kind of PR stuff like that, Chris, because I think we're going to get some, resistance at future town meetings. So, I'm concerned that could be the case. So I think, I am working with Rebecca and the Conservation Commission to try and take advantage of some of the other programs that Tim has, proactively.
Sure.
Ditch maintenance and that kind of thing. And I think if we can spread the word that the town is benefiting from those, and it would be good. I think it would help
Yeah.
explain why we really think this is good for the town, and why we're trying to do what we can to avoid any critical spraying that has to be done for
Right.
health reasons.
Exactly. That's the point we've been trying to make since day one. Spraying is a last resort. I'm all on board with that. Okay, moving on very quickly, recap of water testing. We should probably have Chris on that.
I'll wait for Chris Slade on that one.
Let's punt that to next meeting. Moving on to building permits, 58 Houghton Farm Lane, 27 Goose Pond Path, and 34 Fox Run. Bill, anything of interest to us in these, or?
Nope, all very straightforward.
Okay, and then 299 South Bolton Road, an upgrade.
Yeah, it's a failed system. The only thing unique about this, I think, Kristen, do you have the plan for this?
I should, my email got shut down.
This is on the sharp corner of South Bolton Road and Spectacle Hill. Only thing unique is this is a geomat, which is a new technology you're starting to see. It's literally a mat about 1.5 inches thick, so it's a very low profile.
Oh, shit.
Doesn't require the 5-foot strip of top and subsoil. Just a foot of C33 sand around its outer border and beneath. So it'll be interesting to see how this works over time. Commonly used with the pressure distribution system. This is the first one I've seen gravity, but it is allowed with gravity. The plastic fiber core is kind of wrapped with a fabric that really wicks the water, and they're given credit for that top and bottom. That's why that mat, it's like 3 feet wide, but again, only about an inch high. But we'll see how it works over time.
Bill, my apologies. Did you send that to me or did they?
Jim Warren, I think, sent it. I asked him
Jim Warren, okay.
last week, I think.
I feel like I saw it. I'm just trying to find it in my email here. Warren.
And Bill, where the 299 South Bolton Road, this is, which, on the corner of Spectacle Hill? Bolton?
You're heading away from Century Mill Road on South Bolton Road.
Yep.
When you
Yep.
take that sharp 90-degree corner towards Berlin, it's
Yep.
that house on the corner, on the right.
Okay.
Let me, I can bring it up on my screen real quick for you guys. Is that a good enough view for everybody or should I adjust?
Maybe you could blow it up a little bit if possible. Just the house and system area.
One more.
And that is the the sharp
Yeah.
corner there. So that's the house.
Yeah. So, so Bill, this is called what again?
It's GEOMAT, GeoMat.
Okay.
Yep. I actually just went to a webinar last week. And I've obviously read through, I've approved. This will be the second one I've reviewed and approved, and I've actually inspected 2 over in Stowe. And this lot really doesn't have a water table issue, but the ones in Stowe, the neighboring lots have the typical mounds, and this barely changed the grade 6 inches again because it's profile. So it's certainly attractive, for the homeowner, I'm sure.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
So if that's if the board doesn't have any questions, I will draft a permit and get them started because they do have an issue out there that needs to be addressed.
Okay, yeah, no, I'd say go for it, and do me a favor and let me know when you're gonna be going out there for inspections, because I'd love to see this.
Sure.
I'd love to see this. So
Yep.
it's literally a mat they roll out, or how does it?
Yeah, it's there's 3 different models. There's a 12-inch wide, a 39-inch wide, and a 78-inch wide version. And this will be the 39-inch wide. It'll be installed in a bed formation, so you're going to have 4 inches between each mat, and that's about it. It's just laid level. It rolls right out.
Incredible.
Yeah, and this has a D box. This will have 4-inch pipe within it, and that's how the effluent will be distributed to the mat itself.
Can't wait to see it. All right. All right, looking forward to that. So then inspection reports, 154 Hudson Road and 300 Harbor Road.
Yep, 154 was a straightforward pass. 300 Harvard Road, I just realized because they included the letter in the report. We sent them a letter November 10th last year saying that the report was in, but it didn't come in with the fee, but also that the water treatment discharges into the septic system and must be removed. They've obviously paid the fee, so now this report's officially submitted, but we don't have documentation that I know of that the water treatment's been removed from the system. So, Kristen, I think we can just modify the November 10th letter. I can even redline something up on Friday,
Okay.
and we'll just
Print a
resend
copy
it.
and leave it.
Yep,
Sweet.
and that's it.
All right. Well, that being said, 6:26 p.m. Is there any other Board of Health business we need to address tonight?
I do just want to ask if Ben had any questions before we go.
Sure.
But again, apparently I've muted everybody. So Ben, if you have any questions, you want to unmute, please let us know.
Hi, sorry if it's a little noisy in the background. Nothing in particular, Kristen. I may have actually spoken with you on the phone yesterday about a property in town. I can talk to you about it outside of the meeting. I was just sort of listening in. I was curious.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining. All right, on that note, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor, aye?
Aye?
All right. Guys, thanks so much. Great to see you.
Take
All right.
care.
Any,
Take care.
have we even, but